Hey YouTube, how's it hanging? Today we'll be playing Kingdom Hearts 1 Final Mix once more. And we're going to do some heavy training with Sora this time. We're going to go through some of the major cutscenes in the way. To the major plot points, and they're pretty interesting because they're awesome. So, here we go. So we go on out here. We have to fight out the Heartless. And let's be prepared because this part will get a little bit harder to deal with once the Knights arrive. And I'll show you how to deal with them pretty soon. It requires a little bit of training and a little bit of time, but we'll get through it. So once you go back into the first district, you'll notice that the Heartless are back inside the first district. This is natural because it's part of the plot that runs the game, so go inside the accessory shop and then exit it back out.
They'll come at you out of nowhere.
Who are you?
And they'll keep on coming at you, as long as you continue to wield the Keyblade. But why? Why would it choose a kid like you?
Hey, what's that supposed to mean?
Never mind. Now, let's see that Keyblade.
What? There's no way you're getting this.
All right, then have it your way.
Hey, you found it. Nice going, Leon.
Still, it looks like things are worse than we thought. A lot worse.
Gosh, there's nobody here. Sure is spooky.
Actually, I'm not scared.
Excuse me, did the king send you?
Come on, lazy bum. Wake up. You okay?
I guess.
Those creatures that attacked you are after the Keyblade. But it's your heart they really want. Because you wield the Keyblade.
I'm so glad that you're okay, Kairi.
Kairi? Who are you talking about?
I'm the great ninja Yuffie. I think you might have overdone it, Squall.
That's Leon.
The Keyblade.
Yeah, We had to get it away from you to shake off those creatures. It turns out that's how they were tracking you.
It was the only way to conceal your heart from them. But it won't work for long. Still, hard to believe that you, of all people, are the chosen one. Well, I suppose beggars can't be choosers.
Why don't you start making sense? What's going on here?
Okay, you know there are many other worlds out there besides your castle and this town, right?
But they're supposed to be a secret.
They've been secret because they've never been connected. Until now. When the Heartless came, everything changed.
The Heartless?
The ones who attacked you, you remember?
Those without hearts.
The darkness in people's hearts. That's what attracts them.
And there is darkness within every heart.
Hey, have you heard of someone named Ansem?
And Sam?
He was studying the Heartless. He recorded all of his findings in a very detailed report.
Gosh, can we see it?
Its pages are scattered everywhere.
Scattered?
Too many worlds.
Oh, then maybe the king went to find them.
Yes, those were my thoughts exactly.
We've got to find him quick.
Red! Plus we need that key.
That's right. The Keyblade.
So, this is the key.
Exactly.
The Heartless have great fear of the Keyblade. That's why they'll keep coming after you, no matter what.
Well, I didn't ask for this.
The Keyblade chooses its master, and it chose you.
So, tough luck.
How did all this happen? I remember being in my room. Wait a minute. What happened to my home? My island? Riku! Kairi!
You know what? I really don't know. Yuffie, go!
Yuffie!
Sora, let's go!
So now we deal with the knights firsthand. Must admit they knocked me out cold at this point because I'm extremely weak, so I'm not really used to dealing with the knights at this point. So it's a trial and error. I gotta get used to Sora's status and strength capabilities at this point. So I begin training Sora. Like every little thing, it takes a little bit of practice. So, if you get hit, you run. You run back to the accessory shop as quickly as possible. That way you can heal, and it helps out a lot. And sometimes they drop spirit shards and lucid shards, which are very handy later on. But the lucid shards are from the small shadow creature Heartless. These nights become easier as as levels go up. As you can see, I'm having an easier time as time passes on. Just checking my status, noticing that I need only 11 points to go to level 6. Apparently you can only buy potions here, which is great and all, but it's way too expensive at this point. And if you go to Sid's shop, he charges like 300 gil or 300 gold for 300 money, I'm sorry. I'm so used to all these different types of currencies. But he charges 300 money for simply buying a protect chain, which, as I said, I will say this, you can get protect chains from the knights, because they drop protect chains if you're really careful and you know what you're doing with the knights. They'll drop some equipment things that you can equip to your character. But it's extremely rare sometimes, but it does happen. Alright, now Sora knows sliding dash. As you can see, my combat is evolving as time passes on. My training continues. So I save the game at level 6. We go out and do it again. This takes some time, and in order to take on the boss, it takes on even more time because the boss is pretty challenging. He's a large knight that you have to take down. You have to take down each of the pieces separately. But in order to do so, you need Donald and Goofy. But not only do you need Donald and Goofy, you also have to have Sora at a high enough level to actually be able to take down the knight itself. And its separate pieces entirely. So we keep on fighting. Still haven't gotten my protect chain, but I know it's coming. I usually rely on the items that my enemies drop rather than items that you get on the store, because those items are more viable and the resources that you get from your enemies are a little bit easier to get, and it's for free. So it's just much easier to do. Alright, I think I just got a protect chain, as I said before. There it is. My first protect chain from the knights. As soon as I get my second one, I'll definitely think about trying out dealing it with one of the second bosses of the game, which technically is the third boss, but if you want to get technical, it's the third boss, even though we fought the shadow creature from the island twice. But I guess he's the first boss technically, because you fight him only like twice, but he really has been fought once. One was in a dream and the other one was actually fighting him, so not really sure yet why you have to fight him twice, but I guess that's up to the writer. So, keep on taking down these knights as long as possible. Try not to get hit. It's kind of difficult in Proud mode, but try not to get hit. And pretty soon as you get stronger, you can head on down to the Gizmo shop. And once you get to the Gizmo shop, that's when your real training begins. Because in the Gizmo shop, you'll get a large amount of enemies spawning, I've noticed. So there's a lot of I would have to say that the Gizmo Shop is like the dark haven for the Heartless in this particular level. 'Cause that's where most of them hide. A lot of enemies come to the Gizmo Shop, even later on. So that's one of my training spots, for sure, for Kingdom Hearts 1. It's just one of the most handier spots to be in for getting your numbers up. So now that we're able to go to the Gizmo Shop and actually deal some damage to the enemy, we can now start training a little bit better, get our levels higher up, and once we get our levels higher up, then we'll move on to the bigger bosses. And of course, sealing worlds is a different story. That's a challenge on its own. So we do some sliding dash here, take down there. While we're at it, we're collecting money, which is really useful. Of course, in any game, money is usually a very useful thing to have. But as you can see, I'm actually dealing more damage and I'm not dying as I'm actually lasting out longer in Proud Mode than I would usually last. If it wasn't for that protect chain, or if it wasn't for my training, I would still be stuck in that main area. So, heal, save the game. And out we go again. Rinse and repeat. There we go. Strength up. That's going to help us later. Yeah, I know the training can be a little bit repetitive, but it's totally worth it in the end. Especially in Kingdom Hearts. Not only that, after we finish training, then we'll start talking about the gummy ship. So the gummy ship is something else. That's another story for another time. So I'm about to die, so I go straight to the accessory shop and heal. I don't even allow them to give me a second shot, because a second shot will be an instant KO. So I heal. Well, until next time, guys, let's save the game. And I think that's enough training for one day. But I'll continue training for sure.